Uh.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome in to race 6 of 13 for the Affinity Racing Series here tonight at the Tricky Triangle, Pocono Raceway. As always, here with my co-commentator in the booth, Art. How we doing tonight?
Hoping to, get rid of the ARS jitters around this track. I know Pocono can put on some good races. Hoping we get one here tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting going from Sonoma to Pocono to entirely different styles of tracks. There's been recently a debate over the last several years of whether Pocono has 3 turns or 5 turns, so even that's not uniform. But the race information tonight is as follows. 2 laps of qualifying to set the field for the 75-lap main event. 55% fuel capacity gives them an estimated fuel run of 20 to 24 laps. 4 total sets of tires, 1 starter, 3 in the pits, 0 fast repairs, and 3 green-white checkers as always. And throughout the season, as always, of your race in Season 3 of the Next Gen Series, benefiting the NASCAR Foundation. We'll put the link in chat a little bit later. Go check them out, and if you are so able to do or so willing to do, go ahead and throw a couple bucks their way. They do some great work, and we're proud to partner with them for Season 3.
What if we just, go real controversial and say Pocono has 6 turns?
There you go. But qualifying, everyone's on their out laps right now. I think the first one to start a timed lap will be Chris Linder, I think. I think he's the furthest along in his out lap. I think this will actually be his first lap, but nevertheless, I think he'll be the first one to either have the time register or start the first lap. I can't quite tell what lap he's on. But he's way up by the wall, so I would think that he's trying to build some momentum to kick off his first lap, or maybe he's just taking the first lap really slow on purpose. We'll see here in just a couple seconds. Powers down the front stretch and to the line. And that was the out lap. No time on the board. Actually, there were guys ahead of him. How about that?
Yeah, Kyle Ritchie, 54.006.
Time's coming in hot and heavy. Now his teammate goes third quickest, 54.3 on his first lap. And welcome back to the track, Thomas Green. He's been away for a couple of weeks, but your Season 2 champ back out on the racetrack, so glad to see him. Let's go on board with him for a lap around the Tricky Triangle. As McClenny goes quickest, that is Cade McClenny into the 53-second bracket. Be mindful of the bumps through turn 1 here for Thomas Green. Looks like he handled it nicely down from 5th to 4th gear. Perrin Huggins goes even quicker, nearly a 10th clear of Cade McClenny. Nick Sipple had the best time in the first sector, lost a little bit on the second half of the lap. The tunnel turn, don't want to catch the apron, it'll get you really out of shape. Through the short chute to turn number 3. Maybe half a lane up, try and straight line the exit all the way to the wall, quick as you can. Throttle all the way down, 100% all the way to the line. Keep the wheel as straight as you can. That is a lap around Pocono. Thomas Green's first lap, good enough for P5. James Jimmy Fillers goes even quicker, 53.83. We'll see if Cade McClenny on his second lap can answer. as he works through the tunnel turn here. And into turn 3 for the final time in qualifying. Just under a minute remaining. Got a couple more laps to put up on the board. But he was unable to improve in the first half of the lap, and he'll pull it off. Thomas Green is improving. William Bowman improved slightly.
Thomas Green jumping up to P3 there.
Sean Anderson improving on his second lap. In the 13 machine through turn 3. He should have time to complete the lap. And then no one else will have time to finish it, though. So Sean Anderson will be the last man across the line. Right at the death, 4 seconds. Sean Anderson will go P10. Joshua Parent runs out of time. Brandon Bowers didn't set a lap, nor did Andrew Tenold. But it is James Jimmy Fillers on pole here this evening.
Once again, get the 3-minute gridding time.
But it looks like we'll have a 30-car field here tonight. Going for the win. And right at the death, we have a new driver in the mix. And it is Sam Hines making his next-gen debut. A next-up driver getting promoted to the big leagues here tonight. So we'll see how he does in his debut. He'll start plumb last.
30 cars for Pocono?
They don't call it the tricky triangle for nothing. I'd be very curious to see how he gets on. Sam Hines, I mean, he was like a last minute entry, so I'd be very curious to see how he does. We're mostly gridded up now. I'm just waiting on, I think, 4 or 5 drivers. And we'll be ready to rock and roll here. Waiting on William Bowman, Michael McElroy, and Travis DeLeon. And then we can get underway and bypass the 3-minute grid time. Now I'm just waiting on Bowman and McElroy, but I'm sure McElroy's doing his pre-race speech, telling everyone to mind their P's and Q's. We'll go ahead and get this out of the way early. Art, who's winning tonight?
Give me the returning 3 machine of Thomas Green.
He's in the 3 machine. He starts 3rd. Could that be a good omen? Potentially.
Gotta do it for Dale.
Give me Nick Sipple. He's gotten some good results the last couple of weeks. I think he'll get his first next-gen win of the season. And Corbin Simmons will take all the way down. In 21st, he will take Brandon Bowers. In the 11 machine, strong runner-up finish last week at Sonoma. Cabe McClenny with a dominating performance there. Last week's winner. He'll try and go back-to-back from the 5th position.
Can't believe Corbin gonna cop out and pick Bowers. Just picks a favorite.
Be interesting to see, though, because Cabe McClenny was quickest in practice, then Perrin was on pole for a good bit, and then Fillers got it right at the death, so we'll see. We got some interesting storylines, and we'll see who comes out on top here. I'm going to have to turn the audio way up. Pocono just not with the audio party, I guess. So, the crank it up will be the regular audio, apparently. Definitely did help it, though, so I think everyone can hear the cars going forward. That'll be good, unless, especially once they get up to speed. But they're in qualifying. I couldn't, so I was like, okay. But all 30 cars. There's Sam Hines. making his debut. It should just be the one pace lap. All 30 drivers have gridded up and have worked their way out of the pits, so we're ready to go racing. Should see the draft play an important part tonight, so we'll see how well these guys can work together as teams, especially in the next gen. Down the long back straightaway, big front straightaway, go 4 or 5 wide easily, so very curious to see how it plays out tonight. 75 laps, but over 50 seconds a lap, so plenty of time to get your moves done. At least 2 pit stops, depending on when they fall.
Mickey calling it too clean. Has not seen a Pocono race here before, obviously.
So we've had some very interesting races in the past at this racetrack. And we'll see what tonight gives us. Pace car taking the hard left-hand turn off. James Jimmy Fillers through the Geico restart zone, and we are underway. We already see some guys starting to fan out 2 by 2.
3 wide, Pender, bottom 3.
Still in Failvich in the middle, but in on the high side, 3 wide immediately into turn number 1.
They have plenty of room. Hard to make it work.
Perrin Huggins will take the lead through turn number 1. Nick Sipple to 3rd. Schwartz up 2 positions. Cave McClenny side by side with Kyle Ritchie into the tunnel turn. You don't like to see a whole lot of that normally. Make it work for now. Huggins wants the lead. That's Fillers that was taking a peek at it. Nick Sipple putting him under some pressure. That's 75 with a shot to Fillers. Sends him way up the hill.
We still have more 3 wide. I believe that was, Randy Arms, Casey Brown, 70 in. They're 3 wide back here.
That 10 machine got a great run off of turn number 3. He'll take the lead back. Nick Sipple looking to the inside. 3 wide for the race lead, nearly into turn number 1. Especially on the front stretch. Get a good run off turn number 3. You're in prime position to make some passes as we are scrambling through the midfield. Sam Hines, his first lap this season in the next gen, has picked up 4 spots. And side by side for second through the tunnel turn. It gets really tight. Let's go on board here with Cave McClenny. There's a lot going on in front of him, even though he's only got 4 cars in front of him. 4th gear, trying to roll the center of the corner and get some momentum off the front straightaway. The car on the outside will have that more often than not, and have to fall back in line.
You see James, he was kind of weaving down the front stretch, trying not to give them easy draft.
Side by side throughout the field, a lot of guys yet settled. Brandon Bowers trying to make his way up. Did not get a qualifying lap in. Hectic here in the early going, but Bowers is already up 7 spots. He's your biggest mover, looking for more to the inside of Casey Brown through the tunnel turn. Randy Arms, another one that's kind of out of position. Trying to work with Bowers, and was the bump draft through the short chute. Push him in there too hard, though. He's got his teammate directly ahead of Bowers. So a lot of our guys right here in the mix, right in this midfield. Brown looking to the outside, runs out of real estate into the wall.
Brown to the wall, Demian got loose.
Casey Herring will take advantage. Here comes Dylan Failvich. There's Cale McClenny taking a peek on the front stretch. Hendrick thinking about a move. Back up front, though. Dave McClenny quickest on that lap. And no one able to separate here just yet. 53.74 McClenny. It almost looks like we have a top 8 breakaway, then a second back to Sean Anderson leading this second group. And Failvich kind of bridging them all together. Joshua Parent seems to have had a moment. He's back down in 30th, seconds off the 29th place car. As we work lap number 4 here. James Jimmy Filler started on pole, lost the lead, but took it back before the end of the first lap. It has been all him since. He's led every lap. Perrin Huggins, though, right behind him as they head into turn number 1 at nearly 190 miles an hour.
I believe Perrin was able to lead a lap.
Did he lead that first lap?
I believe he did.
Fair
Because
enough.
my timing had Perrin in front.
Right.
Ooh, Thomas Green trying to get up under Perrin there.
And does that kill your momentum? Well, that's Nick Sipple into the wall off of turn 2. Kyle Ritchie going to be thinking about a move. And Jonathan Shorts right there. Alex Chira in 8th. He's +4. Bowers continuing the charge. He's +9. Casey Herring +9 as well. Big movers in just the opening couple of laps. Tiller loose off of turn 2. They're all scrambling through the short chute. And 3 wide into turn number 3. Cale McClenney on top. Devin Galvin gasses it up to try and get clear. He gets out of that 3 wide situation. Casey Brown will tuck in behind. I think a little contact was made with that 07 machine from Devin Galvin mid-corner. Back up front, Aaron Huggins taking a peek to the inside. Just barely has to tuck back in line, trying to get a little bit of draft and maybe pull him. Pull down to the inside as he had to turn 2, but he'll stick in line. We'll see if they work together to try and break away from the rest of this tackle. Lucas Reed's +4. He had a great run at Bristol 2 weeks ago and started to find some momentum. He's around the outside of Ryan Tiller right now. He really gassed it up midway through the corner, and he'll carry that momentum. That's a good handling race car right there.
Perrin making a run off fillers.
On the inside, we'll have the shorter way around the racetrack. Fillers with a little bit of a side draft. They'll try and wind the momentum up through that middle groove, not all the way at the top. It is there, but it's rarely used unless you get shoved out, and he'll have that momentum on the high side. What does Cade McClenney elect to do in third? He wants to get to the outside of Huggins and try and carry some momentum. Huggins drives it in deep. Oh, he's going to get a little arrow loose. That 05 was all over the back bumper. Perrin Huggins. And now he'll drop back to 4th. Thomas Green back into 3rd. And really no one has been able to break away. Filler's into the wall almost. And he's going to come down to block the 05 to the high side. Now can he get that run off through turn 1? He can just keep it even. He would have the momentum on corner exit. He's wound it up, and he will be clear off of turn number 1. Fillers has no drafting help down the back straightaway. And he'll fall back to 4th just like that. Oh, we got a huge wreck in the back. I think that is Andrew Tenold up and over, flipping wildly. Sam Hines is involved. Casey Brown is destroyed. What in the world? Race over for all 3 of them, essentially. Holy cow. Where do we start off in turn number 1? Oh, and Tenold wasn't even involved.
Yeah, Tenold just got loose. If he doesn't get loose, he might
they got loose above him. And that was just the definition of nothing you can do. Let's back this up. Holy cow. That is William Bowman and Casey Brown right here. I think, oh, that's Tenold loose.
Yeah, he gets
okay,
loose.
so he gets loose initially, but that's not... Oh, my goodness. I didn't see that he had gotten loose, but...
Yeah, if he doesn't get loose, he might be able to, stay ahead, but
right,
oh,
so
boy.
he gets a little loose. Sam Hines goes to miss him, goes up and gets Casey Brown. And one of the biggest 3-car collisions we've ever seen. So, yeah, let's back it up. Hines... turn 1, doesn't want to run over the 45, so he'll go up, and he gets a tad bit loose as well, trying to not run to the back of the 45. And there's Casey Brown wondering what the heck happened. Engine's blown. Let's back this up again. So he's all the way up to the wall. And just nothing anyone could have done. It was just kind of a accordion effect. Once Tenold got loose, that sent the 14 up and into the 98. I'm curious, were they all loose? Does the 98 come down at all? The 14 obviously comes way up. And yeah, there was really nothing Casey Brown could have done about that. Just a wrong place, wrong time. My goodness. That was almost Elliott Sadler-like. Off of down the backstretch. If you really think about it, the angle and how hard that collision was, and that is the 15 machine just barely squeaking through there of Travis De Leon. And let's go on board with Tenold here.
Do we want to get a word with the driver of the 45 machine? See if he is okay?
Let's just, here we go. On board. Really loose out of one. You think you're okay, then all of a sudden, wildest rides of the season. On board with Casey Brown. Now Sam Hines. Last but not least, I think, Travis De Leon will have a really, really good look at this. Yeah, just get through it. Caution out immediately. That was a big one. That was, for 3 cars, that was huge.
His 3 cars just done for.
Wow. Brandon French also has spent significant time on pit road. Not sure what for, but he'll get rolling. Does he stay on the lead lap? He should. Yeah, he will. So 27 cars all on the lead lap. Casey Brown, Andrew Tenold, Sam Hines obviously undergoing some major repairs. And we'll see if any of them get able. I think Sam Hines might be able to roll at some point, but Tenold and Brown, they got huge engine damage as well. That is... Pocono always has something going on, that's for sure. Gezel making another stop. You can actually get away with it here at Pocono with how long the track is, how long the pace lap is. So he'll come in, top off for fuel, and he'll catch right back up to the leading group. That KO'd 3 cars immediately. There was no like, oh, maybe. That's just 3 cars that will be kind of fighting amongst themselves now. Which one can get off pit road first and get a lap on them? I mean, that's pretty much it there.
If I had to guess between the 3 of them, I think Casey Brown might have taken the least amount of damage, but
he was able to drive it back to pit road. So,
yeah.
So that might be the 1 lap over he gets.
Hey, my pick to win going to be leading us green.
Thomas Green won the race off pit road. I don't think anyone took tires. Maybe, I think Perrin did, actually. Perrin took a set. Maybe Cade McClenny did as well, and I think Pinder did. I see some 14-second stops in there. Here we go. Back for the restart. Lap 12. How crazy will this restart get? Thomas Green chose the inside. Jonathan Schwartz to his outside. Pace car is off. Green hits the Geico restart zone, and we're back underway. And already fanning out, just like they do in real life. Huggins all the way down to block. Bowers right behind him, but it will be Thomas Green that leads into turn number 1. Already, look at James Jimmy Fillers all the way up top, trying to make up some spots. 3, maybe 4 wide. Couple cars in the wall on the back stretch. Oh, and Bowers, that's going to get really sketchy. 3 wide into the tunnel turn usually never works. Bender way up top, Devin Galvin stuck in the middle. And they survive for now. Still 3
Oh,
wide.
we're 4 wide. No, we're 4. Randy isn't like. Oh my God, they had to back out of it.
And more contact in turn 3 with Cale McClenney. Randy trying to shoot the middle. Aaron Huggins has to back out of it. Doesn't have enough momentum on that very low side of the racetrack. Here comes Cade McClenney. Hinder and Joshua Parent
down there.
Sean Anderson. Yeah, we got some fast cars here, kind of out of sequence a little bit, and they're going for it.
We're 3 wide again.
Oh,
the
hang
75, the 21, and the 9.
Yeah, this is down the back straightaway. Casey Herring. Who's
going
to lift? And it's Nick Sipple that says, you know what? I want to live. Maybe another lap at least. Let's go on board with some of this mid-pack chaos. Here's on board with Cale McClenney as they head into turn number 3. Thomas Green starting to scoot away just a tiny bit. If you can roll the center of turn 3, that's Failvich that's very loose. Cale's loose on board with him. Joshua Parent's loose out of 3. Oh, he's going to get tagged from Huggins! And that's a toe link broke. That is essentially race over for Joshua Parent. No caution.
That was them forcing it 4 wide, trying to move forward. It did not work.
Let's back this up. That is Parent on the inside. Look at Randy shoot the gap. And Sean Anderson into Parent. Huggins into Parent. Broken toe link, and he's struggling. He'll at least try and drive it back to pit road, but a whole lot you can do when the steering rack's broken. We head back to more of this mid-pack chaos. Bowers and McClenney trying to make it back up there. There's the younger McClenney brother leading the older one. Oh, and Demi into the wall. And that could be a right front toe link broke. He hit that wall hard.
I think there might have been some contact here.
Oh, now we're 3 wide.
He's parked it. I think he's pulled
Oh, that's just the 75 dive bombing the 23. So Nick Sipple backed out of it 2 laps ago, but this time he was the aggressor. And let's get a quick replay. 75 just stuffs it up in there, nails the 23 into the 21.
Yeah, caution.
And caution is now out. That's what happened there. That 75 just dove it up in there. 23 nowhere to go. Toe link broke for the 21. He is on pit road. It might. I mean, it's a toe link, so it's probably like an 8-minute repair, but. Oh, he left.
Caution.
Hey, so actually, how did he do that?
Caution was for contact between Ryan Tiller and Fillers.
Yeah, so now, so this is even after all that has gone on. Let's back it up. Fillers with right. Oh my goodness!
Like this starts in like going into turn 1. Like it
so
is a long
Devin Galvin making a move. Oh, and Fillers just misjudges the corner, I think. 4, almost 5 wide, trying to save it, and he overcorrects into the wall. What does that have to do with Tiller? Nothing.
Tiller goes around.
Tiller is in, what? You mean Casey Herring?
He's in the 23! Oh my...
Yeah.
Are they both in 23?
Yes, they are.
I'm not confused, am I? Okay, thank God. Oh my.
He's listed as the 123. He's got the next up number.
Ah, my.
So here we go, another incident. So there's a... Hey,
okay, so it's not Ryan Tiller.
It's Casey Herring in North Carolina.
I just saw 23. I'm like, that's my boy Ryan Tiller.
Devin Galvin making a big move. Fillers, though, I think just pulls out really late. And he's going to see it as the 123 officially. He's going to see it as the 23 cutting his nose off. Trying to arc the corner. And then at this point, a little bit more contact. They're both all over the place. And then at this point, you think they're okay, but Fillers then starts to lose it. And then right after that, then Herring goes around. And then I think Fillers just overcorrects, and Herring continues to come down the racetrack. Then overcorrects back up towards the wall, then overcorrects again. And then finally down the racetrack. And who was that got a piece? That was... Give me a better look at it. That was the 16 machine CMS car of Daniel Pendergrass that gets into him a little bit. And that sends him into the wall. So that was a lot. That was absolutely a lot.
I'm going to need them to not be running the 23. Can't be stealing my boy's number.
So, in all of that, right, we have the 3 cars, Casey Brown, Tenold Hines, that had that big collision on lap 7. Involved in that most recent caution, Daniel Pendergrass, Casey Herring, James Fillers. Moments before that, though, Sam Demien was also hit by Casey Herring. So Herring involved in 2 incidents, but Herring was sent into Demien by Nick Sipple. And then, on top of that, we had Joshua Parent on the front stretch 4 wide. He got nailed by Parent Huggins, who got hit by Sean Anderson, broken toe link for the 22. So that's 4 drivers that have significant repairs. Somehow Demien didn't have a toe link broke. Because look at this.
That is.
So we back this up. I'm gonna go on board shot here. I guess it was square enough that he didn't break the toe link. He hit completely square on the right side. He lets the field go by.
And he cuts it.
And he's coming down pit road right as the caution comes out. So he, I think, is on... No, he's not on the lead lap. So he actually did get lapped in that process. Holy cow.
Well, there will probably be a couple more cautions. He might have some, time.
Yeah, and you get a lot of repairs done. Oh, he's still on pit road, though. So he's coming back in. I see. I thought he was out, and then he came back in. Now he's on pit road for 2 minutes. Casey Herring was able to get some damage fixed. You get about over a minute and a half. So Herring, first car 1 lap down, then Demien, if he can get back out. I'm sure he'd like to, but he was able to leave initially. And then I don't know if something didn't feel right or what, but pure chaos in the opening 20 laps here. The Helltrek 165.
I expect nothing less from Pocono.
It is certainly a Pocono race. We'll see if they settle down a little bit. Turn 3. Get the restart here, lap 19. There is changing weather conditions now with the new update. So it will start out, the track's really hot right now. It'll change to overcast towards the end of the race. So we will have changeable conditions for these drivers to deal with as well. Turn 3, it's now Jonathan Schwartz and Kyle Ritchie. Ryan Tiller and Alex Shearer, road number 2. Failvich and Cabe McClenny, road number 3. Pace car is off, makes that sharp left-hand turn. Schwartz has the field in tow. We're back underway. That is Fillers just now rejoining the field. He was leaving it very late, trying to get a lot of damage fixed. Same thing with Demien, who has also rejoined. And already, here comes Failvich to the inside. 3 wide for second. Make that 3 wide for fourth now.
These drivers really want to use every inch of track possible on restarts.
4 wide down the back straightaway. That's definitely not going to work in the tunnel turn. They're going to have to sort themselves out, and I think they do, barely, right before the tunnel turn. How about Chris Pinder? He's up into 7th position right now. Great run through the tunnel turn. Tiller a little bit bottled up off the exit.
As we move forward, that's top 5. If he can get around Tiller.
He will have that momentum around the outside. Here comes Chris Pinder to 5th. Track position going to be hugely important because you don't want to be stuck in this mess. Jonathan Schwartz says, thank you very much. Keep battling for second. Let me get away. Randy arms back towards the front. The 05 back up here of Cave McClenny. Pinder closing in. Tiller very loose off of one. Further back, side by side between the 75 and the 95. Thomas Green taking him 3 wide. Simple blocks all the way down to the apron nearly. Been Calamity Corner a couple of times, and that 75 gives a shot to the 95, sends him up the hill. They'll hold on to it for now, almost 4 wide if they can materialize some runs, but they'll stay tucked in line for now. Drive it in deep, would love to be clear, not stuck on the bottom. Gets a little bit loose, though. That 95 should have the momentum. The 07 going to try and follow him with the momentum. Actually, the 75 should be able to slide up in behind if he wants it. Doesn't elect to take it. Yes, he does. And then makes a late move to the inside anyway. Great stuff right here. Fastest lap of the race so far, Perrin Huggins in 5th, 53.66.
I feel like Nick Simmons would be ruffling some feathers out there. He already somewhat does that with his aggressive style of driving. Could, come to head here if he gets a little too much.
He definitely punted Casey Herring up to the Demienne. So that's strike number 1 if people are keeping track. He did give a shot to the 95 earlier on in the race, but just ahead of that, Cale McClenny using up that 95 as well. They're going to be held up. Here comes the 75 again. He's got the momentum. This is all really from about 12th, 13th, all the way back to about 19th. Casey Herring is your lucky dog. He's on the same lap as Demian, 7 seconds ahead, so he just has to stay out of trouble. Glad to hear that Tennant has been released from the infield care center. That was nasty.
Do you want to bring back in-race interviews? Get a word from Andrew Tennant?
If he's down in there, yeah, we can.
He's muted
right now.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm going to ask.
Tries to set up an in-race interview. Perrin Huggins continues to go quicker, 53.59. He's just kind of hanging out in this lead draft right now. A little further back. All right, Andrew Tennant, first of all, are you okay?
I'm fine. It definitely ripped the wheel out of my hands. Just glad I don't get cut or anything.
That's one of the craziest 3-car incidents we've seen here in recent memory while riding the season for sure.
Yeah, it's weird. I've had it in the back of my head. One of these weekends, I'm gonna end upside down. Didn't really expect it to be at Pocono.
Right, yeah, Pocono, I think there's plenty of room. You get all the space in the world, get some good racing. It's just one of those freak accidents.
Yeah, I thought I had enough room because I got loose on the bottom, and then I don't know what happened up top, but obviously people didn't have their chickens in a row. And we got collected and ended up upside down on the inside wall, which is really, really weird. It sucks that we had...
trying your best to replicate the Elliott Sadler wreck from all those years ago almost. Really,
yeah,
what it like.
Yeah. If you guys ever wanted to know what Elliott Sadler saw, well, just log in iRacing and go look.
Who said iRacing is not realistic?
Exactly. But no, shout out to 4 Mile Productions and everyone else at TGR for giving us a good car this week. We all had speed. Right now, we're all kind of struggling. I know the 22 had some problems, and obviously Sam is out of the race with me. But we're gonna try to get this car back into one piece and go get a couple of positions, and then pull off. Hopefully, we can salvage some good points on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully the crew can put the car back together, and good luck to you and the rest of the team, the rest of the week.
Yep, thanks.
He is going to try and fix it. There is at least one spot he could get, assuming Casey Brown doesn't come back out, and then in the end is hurt and Casey Herring's hurting. Let's see if they pull off.
He could get 2. Sam Hines is listed ahead of him for me.
Interesting. He's listed behind him for me, but yeah, there's 1 or 2 spots out there. 1 for sure. But TGR still has Perrin Huggins inside the podium right now, so not all is lost. It's a great signing for them. in the off-season. He's already won 2 races in the first 5. Trying to make it 3 for 6. How about this? The Tuesday night teammates going at it. Schwartz and Randy. As it has finally started to calm down just a tad bit.
Gotten a little too clean.
It's a little too quiet. I think Bowers just hit the wall right behind it. Bowers will still hold on to 6. Thomas Green trying to work his way back up there. We're still holding on to the top 10 right now. Cale McClenny has been battling since the drop of the green flag. He's been all over the place. Here comes Sipple. Been very aggressive a couple of times in the turn 3 with a little patience there, perhaps. No drafting helped that 9. Going to follow in the 07's footsteps, and the 07 comes down and pulls the 75. But the 9 machine would love to be able to stay on the outside and get a run down the back straightaway. 75 drives it in real deep to turn number 1. 9 will have to try the crossover. A tad bit, showing his displeasure with the 9. Don't think there's anything wrong with what he did there. Big send there from the 9 of Alex Shearer. Takes the spot back. Sipple going to be trying to get it right back with us. The battle for 12. Cale McClenny trying to scoot away as a result.
Oh, Sipple just got in the back though.
Yeah, he was clearly unhappy with that move in turn number 1. Don't think he actually did anything wrong. The 9 machine, but Sipple being very aggressive tonight here in Pocono.
I think of all the drivers, able to really, express frustration like that. I don't think Sipple is the one who should be doing it.
Yeah, he did effectively take that 21 out of the race. I don't know why he's looking for more trouble than he.
That lit a fire, but in a 9, let's get back to
He's
him.
driving angry, and while all that's happening, Cale McClenny, or Cade McClenny, excuse me. Has his lead over Perrin Huggins at 0.2 of a second. Let's take a look at how he did it. This is how he got around Schwartz, and just a little bit loose out of 2 there for Schwartz. And that's how that 05 came to the lead. Now he's trying to hold it off. Oh, Tiller! You're pitting, I guess.
Oh my!
So
He got loose in front of Sipple, and he just got sent.
let's take a better look at it here. So the 75 got clear of the 9 and immediately closed on into this pack here.
Did he get loose?
They definitely got loose.
Okay.
And that was, yeah, as I know we just said the 75 was really aggressive, but there was actually not a whole lot he could have done about that specifically. So that one really just unlucky for Tiller there. He might as well pit,
Oh no. General, you better not retire on us.
He's got a concussion. So, Tiller, I'm assuming will have a penalty for getting, came in hot. No fault. Nick Sipple, I won't even put that on him.
Ooh, Sipple getting driven hard. This is gonna be a fun battle.
Yeah, Pinder ain't gonna give the spot up easy, that's for sure. He'll fall back right in behind him as they head down to the tunnel turn. Velvich loose in front of Sipple. Sipple loose in front of Pinder. 5 drives it hard. And he'll be 3 wide here, almost. Pinder backs out of it. Velvich will try and get the run around the outside. Sipple's still loose. Velvich will have half a car length, now a whole car length on the front stretch. Pinder trying to draft up behind the 75 again. This is where all the action's been, right around just inside and outside of the top 10. Look at this battle we got getting ready to pop off here. Bowers on Randy Arms. Thomas Green on Jonathan Shorts. Kyle Ritchie right there. Pender taking a look at the 75. It took back in line. Melvich leading this quartet right now. This is some really aggressive stuff right now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Pender to ship him. They're getting kind of silly with it.
But he'll get to the outside and he'll draft up right behind the 88. He has the run, 75, no drafting help. That shows you how important it is here at Pocono. We'll see how the 75 responds into turn number 1. Alex Cheer is right there. Cheer got a little bit of bump from the 75, so we'll see how he wants to respond if he gets back to that 75. Pender's having a great race right now. He's up 5 spots, trying to make it 6. Also playing defense at the same time. Here comes the 75. Oh, that's going to be trouble! They're going to lock it down. Slight contact. Yellow was out for the 17. What ended up happening to Sipple?
Surprisingly, nothing. Like, he touched the outside wall, but no one hit him.
He locked it up. Oh my goodness, it should have been worse than that. I think that was Sean Anderson. That should have been death.
Ooh, that was a real get skinny moment.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So off turn 2. 3 wide doesn't usually work. Another example there. He's into the wall. Let's just slow this down. Let's check it out. Quarter speed. But both cars, all 3 cars, I guess you could technically say that Anderson does get the slightest piece. Yeah, I mean, that's... Ooh. So all 3 cars should be able to continue. Let's take a look at what specifically happened to kick it off anyways. So down into the tunnel turn. Pender was making a move on Failvich. He gets real tight underneath him. Sipple, backs up corner entry, has a great run off. We're 3 wide. Pender comes up into Failvich. And then right down into Sipple. And there you go.
Very tame, all things considered.
Very light contact. For everybody. Sean Anderson probably needs it's code brown for Sean Anderson for sure. And everybody's coming in. I believe, except Casey Herring should be your lucky dog, and he will be.
Ryan Taylor's going to stay out to get his lap back.
Yeah, he just pitted, so this is actually not a bad thing for him. So he'll get the wave around. And he just pitted 6 laps ago. So he'll be right back in contention. And he didn't hit anything. I guess he did hit the left front a tiny bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. If he gets one more caution, he should be able to fix all the damage. And the race off pit road looks like it'll be won by...
Perrin? I think that's Perrin.
It's a very close, but it looks like Perrin Huggins gets it done.
Having that number 2 pit box.
Yeah. Gets the job done. So here comes Herring around. For his lucky dog, he'll be able to pit and fix some damage. Tiller gets the wave. And that should just put Sam Demien, the only car 1 lap down. And we're very much likely to have another caution. And he's going to be able to work on this 21 machine, get a lot of damage fixed, over 1.5 minutes for sure. Tiller will get the wave around with 1 to go. Haven't said their names a lot tonight, but Kevin Bola, he's up 5 spots. He's kept the car clean. Same thing with William Bowman, both in the top 15. How about Doug Eswell as well? Plus 12, running 16th right now. This guy's doing a nice job. Just staying away from the chaos for now. Hello, Tony. You're missing an instant classic, potentially. So, Demien does leave. They got that car, at least the left side mostly fixed, but it's the right side where he hit really hard. You can definitely tell there's still some damage there. But it'll be a little better than it was before. He's only 1 lap down. Pendergrass is 2 down. I'm honestly not sure what happened to him. I remember he missed the wreck barely, but I don't think he had a whole lot of damage. So, he's not out of it. Only 2 cars now a lap down. What happened to Casey Herring?
He manually disconnected, then reconnected.
Okay, he had just gotten the lucky dog. All right. So I guess we'll have a battle for the lucky dog again. I'm not entirely sure. But there goes Demien pass. So he's the lucky dog. Casey Herring literally just got the lap back. Now he's a lap down again. And Pendergrass is 2 down. So very interesting. We are nearing the halfway point. Pinder is still on pit road. He needs to get a hurry up with it. I don't think he had that much damage, but here comes the field. And Casey Herring is back out. So yeah, I don't know what happened to Pinder. But here we go for the restart. Aaron Huggins chooses the top. Lucas Reed in fourth. How about that? Plus 11. Bowers plus 17. Pace car is off.
That pace car takes a hard
Yes, it does. And we're back underway. Outside line goes nowhere. Lucas Reed caught napping a little bit. Schwartz has no choice but to give him a bump, and that's going to cause a whole lot of chaos down into turn number 1.
Bowers jumped to the outside immediately.
Lucas Reed all the way back to 8th, loses 4 spots, trying to fight back when he can.
Oh, the 53 is going around. William Bowman to the inside wall.
And
there's 1 car, but he's coming up on the track.
Yeah, all the field is clear, but so that should be no caution. Was that Nick Cipolla? Oh, he got more of a piece than I thought he did. And I think that was Nick Cipolla again. Drives it up under Sean Anderson. Does he just get a arrow loose, though? I would say no on that one.
I think he gets him bumper loose.
Yeah. And yeah, that
he just goes up and gets him.
So I have to report to the hauler post-race for that 75 machine. Pinder eventually makes it back out. Not sure what had happened. Bowman eventually tows off the racetrack. Demien, your lucky dog, by 8 seconds. Not sure what happened to Casey Herring or Pinder. So 3 cars all 1 lap down. Pendergrass 2 down. Bowman and below most likely out of the race.
You know, I think we need to set up, a lobby after the race. Some WWE 2K24, just have people fight it out.
Yeah.
Post a little backstage brawl.
There might be some people that want to be, throwing some other guys through a table right about now, but Lucas Reed, a lot of damage on that right side. He was all the way up to 4th. He got some damage on the right side of that 03 machine. He's trying to hold on when he can. He's trying to survive at the moment. That car looks pretty unstable. Ball off of turn number 2 there. And we are past the halfway point. Helltrek 165. Took a bit longer.
Just due to some aggression, maybe now that we have some drivers
22
out,
cars
not
on
the
the
right
lead.
driver out.
It's 22 cars on the lead lap. And how about Joshua Parent somehow on the lead lap? I thought he was done and dusted, but he's on the lead lap incredibly. I was for sure his toe link was busted and he was out for 9+ minutes, but he's hanging on in 22nd. He's picked up some valuable spots at a bare minimum. He was staring 28th and 29th and finish in the face. Even 20 seconds, a big recovery for him. Be very curious now, though. We have Parent Huggins half a second away. Can they work together to drag him back down? We got Bowers and Arms and McClenny and Ritchie. That's a good four drivers to have lined up. Can they work together and reel Parent Huggins back in?
I think we might have seen a little bit of aggression almost taken out there. It looked like Jonathan Schwartz tried to take a swipe and set it up.
Back it up and we'll take a look. 75 just up the road. Oh, here we go. Yeah, if I had to say just based on what I saw, I think he drives in here. Misses, so he kills his momentum. Younger McClenny brother, quickest lap of the race so far, 53.44. We keep getting quicker and quicker.
Keep it green.
First to 8th, separated by 1.4 seconds. Parent Huggins is continuing to pull away over this line of cars. He just needed the clean air finally, and he's down and away. Everybody has to pit at least one more time if we do the 22 laps as the average. They all pitted on lap 33. That gets you to 55, and that's right on the edge of the window. So we got one more stop if we can get it to at least lap 55. 14 laps here. With the margins as close as they are between some of these guys, that might be impossible. Even when we thought it was starting to spread out, there was, eventually guys would find ways back to each other, and they'd have some incidents here and there, and Bowman somehow gets back out on the racetrack. Only 4 minutes of damage there. Casey Brown still being tended to, as is Sam Hines. Andrew Tenold is no longer on pit road, so I guess we can safely say that he is out.
Yeah, he manually disconnected. So, I've got my eyes focused on the 75 machine. He is now coming up on Alex Chira, who he had a run in with already.
He shut him out of the way once. Probably would do it again if he feels like he's being held up. Wonder if the 9... I'm sure he remembers how he got raced the last time, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, if the 75 gets held up here, if they have their little squabble, that's going to potentially bring Schwartz into it. And we saw Schwartz take a shot.
Yeah, he did. Schwartz trying to close. He's trying to get past Galvin and be the car directly behind him, and I think he'll get clear there. Yes, he will. And then, yeah, this 75 for, some people think it's the right or wrong reasons. He's had a lot of airtime tonight, but for questionable reasons. I will say the one with Ryan Tiller was not his fault. Tiller got loose right in front of him, and really no time to react, so there's one incident that was not purely his fault. There's been a couple others that have been questionable. Right now, no harm, no foul, just a nice little bump draft, trying to gain time together.
I think he was trying to, kind of shift him off into the corner.
Schwartz, let's see here. He is now closing 2/10. He got a great run off of turn number 1. He is there. We saw it at Bristol last week. If someone races somebody else really hard, you're going to open yourself up to getting raced really hard. So if the 75 boots the 9 out of the way, that's fair game for the 58 to boot him out of the way.
I mean, the 58 teammate, well, I don't know if their teammates here, but, Speed Zone, this Tuesday night league, they're chatting. Maybe Ryan Tiller doesn't feel the same way that we do.
Absolutely. Hey, you wrecked me. It's a little bit different, too. A bump and run at Bristol roughing him up. This is 190 miles off in the corner. A lot of room to snap over correct. Inside wall catches you out. Race is done. Totally broke. 75 has thrown some blocks as well, so he's been aggressive on offense and defense. Here comes Schwartz to the inside.
He lived.
Back out of it that time, though. So
maybe they're going to be calm.
it does appear that the 75 has calmed down, at least behind the 9. Last time he got him out of the way pretty quick.
Received word from race control. He has received a purple warning, so...
Yeah, I think at a bare minimum you kind of have to, with all how it looks on the surface. Back up front, it's Perrin-Huggins comfortably 0.7 of a second over Brandon Bowers, Cade McClellan. Are these guys just saving tires, or did they just somehow get stuck in a bubble and Perrin-Huggins just is now comfortably there? Out in front with about 10 laps coming to the next round of pit stops. There we go. So the inside here leaves him a lot of room. Maybe too much room. Here comes Shorts and Devin Galvin and Sean Anderson.
Yeah, these two might get caught up racing each other. Going to lose out on Helltrek in the wall.
Guys further back. Battle here between Michael McElroy and let's Pender a lap down just ahead of them, but they're working together in the draft. That's apparently behind him. As this is a 5 cars pretty much nose to tail almost. Shorts behind Sipple into the tunnel turn yet again. So it seems that Shorts has cooled. For now. It could very easily kick back off. The margins are pretty close between your top 7, but they're all nose to tail. This is really the only side-by-side racing we have, is back with this 5 at the moment. I think everyone just kind of wants to get to green flag pit stops for once, and if you can do that, you can definitely separate yourselves from the rest of the field. Pendergrass back on pit road, so it looks like he is out of the race. That gives us 25 cars running, 22 on the lead lap. All 3 cars that are a lap down are exactly 1 lap down, so there'll be some drama there for the lucky dog, potentially, if they get close to each other. We do have a driver cam tonight. It is Cade McClellan, so let's go on more with him, the man that sits in 3rd. Pretty content to just sit here right now. He's in the draft. He's getting pushed along as well. And he's right behind him, so not a whole lot of urgency, especially when the leader's right there.
Well, there was contact between Sip and Schwartz on the front stretch.
So we'll cut away from McClellan for a couple. We'll take a look. He said on the front stretch. Let's back this to. Oh man. They are, they're getting after it. Let's see, what's all this for? See, what was that for?
I don't know.
That's confusing me. Especially if you receive a verbal warning. I get it if you're trying to side draft, but that was a little more than that. Now Shorts is behind him again. So, my goodness.
Oh, he got loose. He's getting loose in front of Shorts. Oh, Shorts.
They take each other out. Yep. All right, yellow is out. Rule number one. Rule number one. And Nick Sipple toes. So I think either way, though, I think 58 will get the desired outcome of that. There's not a whole lot of analysis we have to do for this one.
I think he was just trying to side draft.
Oh, man. I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get him caught on the front bumper and just send him to the inside, but, yeah.
I'm glad I decided to pay attention to that.
Yeah, so, that's as clear as day right there, what that was all about. So, Sam Damien is your lucky dog as a result. Man, tempers. And this puts us right on the edge of the fuel run. Right on the edge. we'll see if they can. If we don't get a caution, of course, but that's seems unlikely. But if
really?
If we don't get another caution, we'll be right on the very edge of the fuel limit. So this leads to a new discussion now. Nick Sipple, questionable racecraft tonight to a couple of guys. And some people are going to say, you know what, he definitely deserved that. Then some people are like, well, that's vigilante justice. You got to let, as in real life, let the sanctioning body handle it. But if you're the 21, you're like, well, he wrecked me, then he, got Tiller. That one I don't think is his fault, but if you have a track record, people aren't going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And then he had a couple others. He was blocking real aggressively. And then the moment with Shorts, it almost looked like he just lost composure. He goes down and hits him. If you're trying to side draft, that's one thing, but he just comes down and doors him. And so it's like, well, what did you expect? At a certain point, guys are fed up with it, so they'll just handle it themselves. And, it could be a wake-up call. It's like, well, maybe I gotta, or just, some drivers will say, hey, I gotta, cool it a little bit. Some drivers are like, well, I'm just racing the way I want to race. It's a conversation to be had about, racecraft and how aggressive you want to be. We've seen it a bunch. Like, hey, do you want to have friends throughout the rest of the season, or is everyone just going to be gunning for you, racing you super hard, come playoff time, etc., etc.? Everybody's in. Then Yin's the lucky dog. Pinder looks like he'll want to wave around as well. We'll see if they pit next time. But Yin for sure will get the lap back. But we'll see if Pinder and Herring try and risk it. So that was my pick to win, by the way. So I thought he was going to have some good speed here tonight, and that's that's my take on it. I picked him to win. So.
I mean, you didn't expect him to be.
Yeah, he's very, very aggressive. At a minimum, he was very aggressive. How about Sean Anderson with the 2-tire cut? That'll be interesting.
Could he be?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious to see how that works. I know some guys at the back will definitely try to double stop here and see if they could stretch it on fuel. We were told 22, but you could get a couple extra laps. We had it at 20 to 24. I'll be very curious to see who tries to stretch this, assuming we don't get another caution. But, we'll see.
Rainy arm saying, I see rain. Put on rain tires.
Yeah, I know.
It would be funny.
The conditions will change to overcast here shortly. So that'll be something. So Sean Anderson coming back in, yeah.
Weird.
So Perrin Huggins will get the. So he might just be double stopping for fuel. I don't know.
What if it was an accidental 2-tire call?
Lucas Reed coming back in. Thomas Green, Doug Ezel. So guys at the back, nothing to lose. Schwartz goes a lap down. Oh, he let him know. Yeah, he was letting him know. Man, it's not over. He's not happy with him. Yeah, he went a lap down, and yeah, man.
That is supreme pettiness right there.
So with all that, Demyin, yeah, he's back on the lead lap. Pinder and Herring did take wave rounds, so they're back on the lead lap.
I'm trying to figure, why would Sean Anderson take 2 but then stop for gas?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because he did take. Man, that is an interesting situation. So it's Bowers and Huggins is your front row. Huggins will be the leader. That's a really good point there. So it'll be 23 laps to go on restart. They are very close to making it. 23 cars on the lead lap. 24 running. Jonathan Short's the only man a lap down. He got a lot of the damage fixed, so he's just hoping for one more caution. He'll go get some spots, and Nick Sipple's day is done. So he just needs one more caution, and he'll think mission accomplished. Pendergrass, Bowman, and Sam Hines still in the pits. Casey Brown did come back out, so it's actually 25 cars running. He will not gain any more positions, I don't think. If we go into overtime, he can get one. Let's go back underway. Aaron Huggins will slide up in front of Bowers here, I believe. And we're 4 or 5 wide at the very tail end of the field. But right now, oh, already contact. That's Cade McClenny loose on the inside. There's a host of positions. His brother's like, well, maybe I'll draft with you, but the fast line's at the top. Nowhere for Cabe to get in line, at least on the back straightaway. He will finally fall back in line in 5th. So yeah, right now, if you're Jonathan Shorts, you're the lucky dog. You just don't need any incident points, so I'm surprised he's as far up as he is. Maybe trying to help a teammate or two, but... Travis De Leon in the 10th position. Chris Pinder was up here earlier. CMS having a decent result so far. Pendergrass and Bowman carrying on strong. I think Bowman came out to do the one lap so Casey Brown couldn't pass him. I'm pretty sure that's what he did. I just noticed that. William Bowman came out and did the one lap. And I think because as a result, Casey Brown will come out one lap short. I'm trying to pass him. 22 laps to go. Coming to 21, and Huggins has not gotten away like he did at the end of that last run. Bowers is right there. Randy Arms, Kyle Ritchie, and Cade McClenny are top 5, separated by 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, drivers are really starting to see that it might be go time, getting down to 20 to go. Can't be letting them get out to a second lead.
It is hard to pass, so if you got the opportunity, you might as well make it work while you got the fresh rubber. There they go. A couple guys taking a peek. That's Cade looking to the inside, but he'll fall back in line. It's all about momentum, at least off of turn 1 and off of turn 3. If you have the momentum, you get it all the way down the front and back straightaways. Carry you. New position, hopefully. You get a +1, +2 sometimes, depending on how hard the guys are racing. What Perrin doesn't want to have happen is someone get to his outside. It nearly happened there. Bowers was trying to get to his outside. Because that puts you on the inside with no drafting help down the long front straightaway. Say, hey, I'll give you the inside all day long. You're going to be pinched down there, and good luck trying to get a run on the inside of the tunnel turn. Glenny keeps peeking down to the inside, but he keeps falling back as a result. So he's back to 6th now. Younger brother right behind him.
Well, they are like chaining bumps in this front 3.
Yeah, it's 1st to about 9th. Separated by a second, so literally it's a car length, a car length, a car length, a car length, all the way back to 9th. So we'll see if for this draft, if these guys can get hooked up in a way and maybe bump draft each other by somebody. So Pinder is in, and Casey Herring had to come in because they took the wave round. They needed to pit for fuel. And they will be on the lead lap, though, because just how long this track is. That could potentially hamper things for Schwartz if Casey Herring ends up going a lap down. Pinder's down and away, just a fuel-only stop there. And there's Casey
We got a battle
Herring.
for the lead. Bowers to the inside of Parenthood.
In turn number 3, Randy, he thought about it late. A tough move to pull off, but Bowers powers through on the inside. But will that compromise his exit speed? Can Huggins find a way back around? $18 laps to go.
Aaron, he's looking, he's peeking.
Way by yet.
Gabe searching all over the track, trying to find some speed.
He's got his brother with him. That might not be the worst thing.
Might will get real shot, or would he?
Yeah. We're in Pocono, but you got two Southern broadcasts, you get what you pay for. Good battles further back. Demien all over the back bumper of Travis De Leon. Joshua Parent fighting for every position. I mean, that car is beat up, but he's into 16th. Doug Ezel trying to keep up with Fillers. What happened? I'm so confused on what happened to Fillers. Is he just trying to save fuel? I think that's what it ends up happening. Because I don't... Let's go on board here. 17 laps to go. His teammate's leading the race, and he's down in 20th. And it's just fuel saving for Fillers. Okay. So he doesn't think anyone can make it. How about this? Jonathan Schwartz, 24th, racing all by himself. With a lucky dog, set the fastest lap of anybody, 53.39.
Got a battle for P2. Randy Arms making a move on Parent.
Oh, here comes Cabe McClenny. And that is William Bowman still running. He's trying to actually pass Nick Sipple. He needs 6 laps to do that. And he is way out of the way. Very respectful. Bowers slowly starting to put some distance between him and that second place car. It's 2 car lengths. Top 4 look to have separated ever so slightly from Kyle Ritchie, a half a second behind them. That's TTSL teammates 5th and 6th. They'll probably be trying to work together very efficiently. And just behind Kale is in 3rd. TTSL boys, Alex Chira. And Schwartz just going for broke Demien into the wall. He's recovered from having a huge hit. He's trying to get a top 10, but he had to take it away from his teammate. Travis De Leon plus 14. Great night for him so far. I have to mention it. But Corbin did pick Bowers to win. He did start 21st. He is plus 20. So right now it's looking good for him.
I think Randy is happy none of us picked him. No curse this time. And the curse got your driver. My driver's sitting down in 18th. I think he's trying to save fuel. And you got Brandon Bowers.
Here's the battle for the lead. Down in turn number 3. Randy Arms, power move to the inside. Can he clear up, though? Yes, barely. Can Bowers hit the crossover? That was a move right there. That was a lot of respect between those two as well. Huggins and McClenny, 3rd and 4th, just behind. So even the top 2 now. Just slowly pulling away from these two. And then, 3rd and 4th, further back. 2nd on 5th. So we're starting to see it break up ever so slightly between your top 4 even. And everyone back here, I mean, they're still all racing for positions, so it's like, hey, we got to work together to get the leaders, but at the same time, you're trying to maximize your race result. Jonathan Schwartz on the fresh tire says, why not? We get a caution, if not. I'm up here running. He's kind of trying to get his lap back the hard way. William Bowman needs just a couple more laps to get his spot back from Nick Sipple. And how about this? Randy in 1 lap is, hold on, half a second. But do they have enough fuel? Will Fillers steal it if he saved enough fuel in 20th? Let's go on board with him. We'll find out if he thinks he saved enough by the RPM indicator in turn 1. 13 laps to go. And he still doesn't think he's there. He's still cutting the engine off. And what does that tell you about the guys at the front, though? They're going to come in if they're racing, you know, hand over fist, trying to battle for the lead. They won't have enough fuel.
This just seems pretty crazy because he's been saving a lot. I can't believe they are potentially that low.
So here's the thing, though. The first driver that pitted on lap 51 is Sean Anderson. He actually pitted ahead or a lap after fillers. Here comes McElroy in, so he doesn't think he can make it. Lap 51 for Sean Anderson. Lap 51 for Thomas Green. Lap 51 for Lucas Reed. And if you're fillers, though, I'm curious. Why wouldn't you double stop if you know you're going to be saving fuel anyways? So that extra lap. Somebody has blown up. I believe it is Sam Hines has been on pit road for an hour. Leaving the car running most likely. But if you're going to save that much fuel, why not just, you know, get an extra tenth of a gallon and try and make it a little easier on yourselves. For Sean Anderson, that one lap just might mean he has that little bit more fuel in the tank. He has to save a little bit less. But we'll see. 12 laps to go, now 11. And McElroy is in. I think he had a penalty for speeding on the entry, but 45 seconds, that would indicate speeding to me. Pendergrass and Hines on pit road. They haven't moved in a while. Hines blew up, so he's done, but officially. And Nick Sipple's still there. William Bowman trying to do a couple more laps to get ahead of him. We do have a fuel mileage race on our hands. Coming down to 10 laps to go. I think the majority of the field, though, will be a little bit short. Let's check in with fillers. He's kind of the guide at this point. And, I mean, he's saving fuel in every corner. That's down into turn 2. He's saving fuel. He would love to get a little bit closer to Lucas Reed, give him some draft. That'd help him save even more fuel. But saving fuel every corner, huge fuel saving. So we'll see if he could steal one. Or one of the guys, Sean Anderson's leading the group that pitted on lap 51. Does he steal one? He is 11 seconds even over fillers. So let's go on board with Sean Anderson. Let's see what's going through his mind. Let's see if he's saving it all. At least not in the tunnel turn, but I wonder if he thinks he's good on 51 or if he realizes he's going to be so short that it wouldn't even matter. Saving in 3. As Bowers closes to within 1/10 of a second, now 1/2 of a second. And he is right up there again. Let's see what he does in turn 1, though. And you can see now it's getting overcast, so that changes the conditions even more so than what we started with as we head on late into the race. And not saving in turn number 1. So we'll see if that comes back to bite him. Battle for the lead again. Bowers right back by Randy Arms.
There's really no contest on that move there.
So let's see what our front runners do. We've seen the guys that have been trying to save fuel. Yep, now Randy's starting to save fuel. All the way down into 3rd gear. Into the wall off of 3. He's in the draft, so it'll help him save fuel. Maybe that was part of his plan. Saving fuel into 1. Bowers isn't saving any fuel. Clenny saving fuel. Kyle Ritchie saving fuel. Devin Galvin is not. McClenny was. The younger McClenny was. Man, this is... We won't know until about the last 3 laps who's got enough. If we can get 5 more laps. It's shaping up to be an instant classic finish here. Who will have enough fuel? I know everybody in the top 10 wishes it was 70 laps, not 75. Casey Herring about to go 1 lap down. He's got plenty of fuel, though. He came in had to because of the wave rounds. I mean, he'll have enough fuel, so if he goes a lap down, the leaders have to pit for fuel, then he'll get it right back, but it's actually really good for Bowers. And here comes Ryan Tiller in. He can't make it. He's going to make the call early. He might even be able to take tires here and just go qualifying laps for the last 10 laps. If you're coming in this early, I would imagine that's the plan.
I mean, would you risk adding that extra time? Because I would only go right sides.
Yeah, fuel only. Wasn't even a question in his mind, so he can't make it. So that tells us that, you know, it's... I mean, he came in early. He wasn't even going to bother with it. Who else can't make it in the final 6 laps here at Pocono?
Yeah, really. Like, if these drivers
Sam
can't
Demian is
make
in.
it,
I mean, they're
like,
coming in early.
Why would Randy start saving? You know?
All right, Kevin Boley is in. How about this, though? Fillers, 8.5 seconds ahead of Tiller. So Fillers is moving up. I know he wants to see it go green. Let's go on board with him, see if he has enough fuel saved finally to start, you know, setting some lap times. No. I don't think anyone's even going to be close in the top 10. They're all racing for position since the restart. I don't think they're even going to be close. Yeah, Randy's really dropped off. Perrin has dropped off a bunch. Let's check it out. Let's just go through your leaders here. Starting with Randy. Off into turn number 1. Or Bowers, excuse me. Not saving fuel. Randy is. Huggins is. McClenny. Shorts, he's a lap down. The younger McClenny saving fuel. Devin Galvin is not. Kyle Ritchie is. Failovich wasn't. Shira. Pace car. Sipple on pit road. It's going to be really close for these guys.
If you've got to stop, like, if Fillers isn't going to make it, I don't know how these guys are going to potentially make it.
Well, here's the thing with Fillers, though, right? Ryan Tiller was on pit road for 42 seconds. I mean, he's still coasted. You got to make sure that you take advantage of these guys pitting anyways, because you've been saving so hard. Will you even get back to the lead? Here comes Bowers. Here comes everybody. This is the money stop, but it's fuel only, so it's about how good you can get on and off of pit road, so they're not even close to making it. And where's Fillers in all of this? Where does he come out?
Oh, he's not even... Ooh.
It'll be just fuel only. Oh, right sides for Bowers. Oh, it's a whole 4-tire stop for Bowers. Randy's gone and away. Oh, can he make it up in 4 laps?
I wonder if that was a mistake.
In Fillers, he's not even going to pass Randy.
He
saved so much fuel, and he's still saving fuel. Now Randy doesn't have to save. Randy can just go on with his, you know. Oh, my goodness. And look at the gap. Like, everyone's backing it off. Shira can't make it. 3 laps to go. If you know that everyone behind you can't make it, you would have to hugely save fuel to make it. But Randy comes off ahead. Can Bowers make up 7 seconds in 3 laps? I don't think he can. That had to have been a mistake. If you're pitting with 4 laps to go, why are you taking tires?
I mean, I would, you know, probably take right sides. Maybe, but like... Ooh.
Did Shira speed on pit road? I think he did. Yeah, I don't see tires going in. I think Shira sped. On pit road, he definitely did. 20 seconds, his race is done. Coming to 2 laps to go. 5 miles. Do they have 5 miles of fuel left in the car? Huggins to the low side of the racetrack. He's not coming in. Failovich. Galvin's coming in. McClenny staying out. Ritchie. The younger McClenny's coming in. John Anderson, he put it on lap 51. He could steal this. We've just completely overlooked. He's got 1 extra lap of fuel. 2 laps to go. That could be the difference. I mean, they are crawling down the back straightaway.
John Anderson.
He's 12 seconds back. Could it be his moment? Randy, he was the first to pit on coming to the closing stages. Bowers with tires. He's not going to catch him. Who's going to win the race? We have no idea. Failvich 3.5 back. Who has enough fuel? This is the whole game we're playing right now. You're not pitting coming to the white. You either have enough fuel or you don't. Here we go. White flag. Race is official. And the Helltrek 165. No one coming in on the last lap. Does Huggins have enough fuel? On board with him. He's completely shut the car off. Failvich. He's pushing. 2.8 seconds in closing. Failvich thinks he's got enough. Huggins keeping it in 5th, trying to save. He's lifting down this back straightaway. Cutting the car off. There's Failvich. You can almost coast. It's 2 seconds. Into turn number 3 for the final time. It's 1.9. He's got the draft of Brandon French. He didn't save fuel through 3. I think he's got enough. Who's going to run out on the last lap? Huggins can coast from here. Incredibly, Perrin Huggins saves enough fuel. He wins the race. Picks up his 3rd win of the season. Sean Anderson, brilliant call to pit on lap 51. He'll get 4th. McClunny rounds out your top 5. Randy comes home 7th. Bowers will come home 9th. They did not save enough. Lucas
Leon
Reed
lost out on Lucas Reed.
And we got guys running out across the line. I think Fillers. Yeah, how did Fillers not make it?
Wow.
What a crazy finish. He went 25 laps on a tank of fuel. Finished with 0.3. He's out of fuel. Can't even do the burnout. I love a fuel mileage race. Thomas Green will give him a bump. Said, well done, driver. There you go. What a race.
What a race. No burnouts this
Yeah,
week.
no, yeah. Good result for the TTSL boys, 2nd and 3rd. Sean Anderson, strong finish. Lucas Reed, our 2nd top 10. Demien fights back to 11th. Good finish for DeLeon in 12th. But what a race. I mean, yeah, that's incredible. I'm Kyle Petty. That's incredible. It was. That was insane. Michael McElroy will stop on track with a Thomas Green. Why not? Somebody do a burnout. Give us something. Hey, we'll get a burnout from the league owner. Thomas Green, you finished 6th in your return. Why not? We do get a burnout from somebody. Randy Arms will do. Yeah, just why not, fellas? That was a very unique race. Pocono always has something going on. And we'll go ahead and I think we got... Yeah, here with your race winner, Perrin Huggins. No burnout. You didn't have any fuel left, but you had enough to cross the line in 1st to pick up your 3rd win in 6 races. Simply put, how did you save enough fuel?
Dude, I don't know. I let Powers and Randy go and just saved, and I stayed in 5th gear and shut the car off and everything, and I don't know how I made it, man. I 0.3 laps left at the line. That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, 25 laps. I was talking to the guys pre-race, and they were saying, 22, 24 maybe, but you went 25 laps to the finish using every trick in the book. We saw in the last lap, you were, shutting the car off. You were lifting on the back straightaway, just trying to do everything to save fuel. Brandon French was right there on the last lap, too, the lap car giving you some draft. So just everything worked out there, and you had just enough to cross the line.
Yep, what a race, man. The start of the race, I was scared I messed up because I took tires too soon, and luckily it was not a wreck fest and worked out in my favors. So yeah, what a race, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's
You
get
needed
it.
it to go green to the end for the strategy to pay off, and it did. So I got the long green flag run when you needed it. And yeah, 3 wins in 6 races. You are definitely a championship favorite here early on through the midway point in season 3. So keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate
Yep.
it.
All right, let's do the TTSL boys together. Let's get him in here and get Kyle Rich in here. Here with the TTSL boys, taking 2/3 of the podium and not winning. Very impressive, fellas. Nevertheless, great strategy. How much fuel did you have left at the end? Dylan, we'll start with you.
I had enough to get through off of turn 1.
So
I think
I started sputtering like, if we would have kept racing, I would have sputtered going on to turn 1.
so almost none left.
Oh yeah, no.
somehow Dylan saved more than me, and I got to the same point as him. So we started hard saving with like 10 to go.
Yeah.
It's the only reason we still finished podium.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little salty because I was like, when I didn't realize we were gonna be that close on fuel, because then when those guys started to top up, I was like, oh, they're topping up. I'm like, oh damn, can we make this? He's like, no, there's no chance in hell. There's no shot we can make this, basically. And then I was like, I was stuck behind them. I saw them start to back down their pace. I was like, let's just start clutching and see what happens. And then we just went full Scott Dixon mode and saved it.
Yeah, definitely. Dylan, great for you. You got plus 15 on the night after start 17th, and Kai started 8th, and you both ended up with podium. So very nicely done.
Yeah.
I started in the top 10 and finished a race. That is a W.
5th in Sebring, and then 2nd and 3rd here tonight. Things are looking up for TTSL.
We're going forwards for
We're
once.
going places.
Should have been winning Sebring. We won't talk about why, but
It's okay. Well, we made up for it. The throttle there was too much throttle in Sebring, so we ran less throttle here.
Man, what idiot just drove straight into the wall? Who would have done such a thing like that? Man. But nah, that was, Sebring was fun either way. But yeah, good result for the team. Great result last week at Sonoma. So you guys really do have in all seriousness, have a lot of momentum.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
We're not doing, we're still, I don't care how good the results are, we're not doing candy corn. We're not.
Well, no,
we're
never doing candy corn. That's not happening.
I don't care
I don't know.
I don't care if you sweep the top 6 or whatever when you get all your guys in here. We're not doing candy corn.
No,
Me and
candy
Kyle
corn is
could-
not happening.
Me and Kyle could go full Max Verstappen and win every race by 5 laps, and I
That's
don't
not
care.
gonna
I will
happen.
never do anything candy corn.
I can't do it.
It's like just. I mean, if you like candy corn, it should be an automatic ground to be put into like a psychiatric facility.
No, candy corn cake. Oh man, to the gulag.
Can you like ban him from the?
I could
like,
time him out. It's offensive.
Ooh, we can time out from Discord too.
Gulag.
Oh,
Nah, it's rough. But
I'll put him in the gulag. He's gonna lose the candy corn.
you get soup water, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No candy corn.
I don't know who did that, but I had a feeling it was Corbin. Great job, Corbin.
Yeah, he's the enforcer, so he did a good job there. But yeah, fellas, great race. We'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
We're going to shout out Dylan for strategist, Casey for racing with us, you guys for broadcasting and putting on the league, and Wyatt for being our mentor.
Yeah, candy corn mentor. Wait, where are we at next
Yeah,
week?
minus the candy corn.
Wait, where are we at next week?
Next week we head to Texas. Oh, we head to the Buc-ee's parking lot.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hopefully there'll
It's
be
Texas.
a little. Yeah, but after, I mean, like today was
It should
literally
be Walmart. But
Walmart parking lot.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
today was like literally like the. There was definitely some people. Well, there was definitely an appearance of the Corey LaJoy domestic terrorism tour today. So hopefully that goes away next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
we're going
not
from
at-
domestic terrorists
oh.
and the Buc-ee's.
okay.
The American
If
way.
we blow up Texas, we don't have to race it anymore. There's
I've been saying that since 2017.
yeah. It
We
is
did it
what
to
it is.
Kentucky. Let's do it to Texas. They ain't got nothing to offer.
Texas should
Yeah,
have been
call it.
Atlanta. Atlanta should have been left alone, and we should have turned Texas into Atlanta. But
Right. They always say that the fastest half mile.
Yeah.
Well, you're also the worst. Half. Dyslexic.
All right, fellas. Well, congrats on a great result, and we'll see you in Texas.
All right. Thanks,
Yep.
Max.
Thank you guys.
Here with Cabe McClenny, Thomas Green. You're in the waiting room. We'll give you an interview. Why not? Cabe, you started 5th, finished 5th. How much fuel did you have at the end?
Nothing. As soon as Thomas passed me, I hit the gas wide open. That was it. So, like, I saved too early and lost the draft, and Perrin stayed in it, and then that's where I kind of lost it. So, it wasn't too bad, but every race, I feel like I was the fastest there that last run, and then it came down to strategy, and I lost it. So,
You think
another fuel mileage race.
Yeah, staying in that draft definitely helped save a little bit more. You think probably?
Yeah, I think that was kind of the big thing. He was just able to stay with it. I thought saving earlier might help more, but it didn't.
Right. Thomas Green, you returned to on-track action. Strong 6th place finish. You were there all night. What's your thoughts and how much fuel did you have at the end?
It was a lot of fun. I was at Pocono. Fortunately, I was able to run this one and hopefully try to make more. I think I might try to make some more next up starts, and I think that's the night I might have more availability. But yeah, I mean, it was great. I overfueled on that run. I think or saved too much. I had about a 0.9 to a lap extra, so I was kind of biting myself. I was saving pretty aggressively, but not trying to get rid of the straightaway speed, see what we could do. But I knew probably staying out, saving the fuel was going to be the call. Luckily, I did a league race here in a different league in the next gens like a couple weeks ago, so I had an idea of what to do. But yeah, I mean, it was just down to who could save it and who could stay in the draft and then save enough. And obviously, Perrin did, and he had nothing left in the tank, so good win for him.
Yeah, well, pleasure, fellas, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully, Thomas, when you can make your starts. And but Kay, we'll see you at Texas for sure next week.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
See you later.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. It with the rest of the YJ boys: Casey Brown, Schwartz, Tiller, Demien. Pretty much a recovery race for you guys. A lot of beating and banging in those first couple stints. Tiller, you recovered a 10th, somehow top 10 for us. Demien somehow 11th after that hard shot in turn 3.
Yeah, we had damage probably 85% of the race. So we were quick, but not quick enough. Was lucky enough to get a lap back. Rode around with Ryan there and finished P11, so can't complain about it.
Yeah. Tiller with the top 10. You had some damage as well at various points. Got shoved down pit road at one point, had to fight back from that as well, and had to play the strategy game at the end and able to come out here with a hard fought top 10.
Yeah, somebody's just trying to take my bonus points away. News for them. I got a 0x, so I still get those bonus points. Just unfortunate. I don't know what I could have done differently out of 3, other than not get ran over. I just had nowhere to go. I just felt like it was time to lock it down and pit, I guess. So tried to didn't even think about it to call off my black flag because I got forced down there. Just went a lap down because of it. I feel like we had a car good enough to fight for the top 5. It's just it got taken out of our hands, so we didn't get the chance to. There's just a lot of apologizing on the track and not enough action. So it's just unfortunate that it happened 6 to 7 times in one race and a lot of apologizing. So
yeah, and then Casey Brown involved in one of the most crazy chaotic wrecks I've seen with involving 3 cars. You had a small part in recreating the Elliott Sadler wreck from all those years ago. What was your take on that incident?
Yeah, I guess glad it was nice to viewers out there. Whatever the wreck looked like, it didn't look good from our standpoint. I don't know. I was just riding beside the wall, and next thing I know, I had a car right in my door. I think 10 had got loose on the bottom, and then the 14 was trying to avoid him, and we just met, I guess, and we went into the inside wall and pretty much destroyed the car. It was sat on pit road for a good 30 plus minutes. Really debating if I should get out there or not, but just wanted to kind of make some laps, maybe get some TV time. But it was facing 10 o'clock for the rest of the race, and I just tried to stay out of everybody's way and bring it home. I think if we stay on pit road, I think we would have finished the same spot. So it just a tough race for us, unfortunate, and Yeah, I really like Pocono, but just didn't get a chance to really show anything.
Yeah, and then I'll give you this: you did beat the guys you were involved in the wreck with, so you got. I guess that's. I try and find the positives in everything. So you beat the guys that you wrecked with. So there you go.
I'll take it for what it's worth.
And then we'll save the most interesting interview from this bunch for the last. Jonathan Schwartz, I'll just got any thoughts? I'll let you say it.
Well done. Hey, how about that, huh?
yeah.
Yeah. You know, everybody's just fed up with the guy, and you know, he doored me down the front stretch, like whatever. So I did my part, and it worked. So
fair enough.
Next week is Texas. I hate Texas, so I'll take one for the team.
Fair enough. Somebody has to do it, I guess. Sometimes it's just you have that in the big time sim racing, I suppose. So hopefully we'll move on to Texas and hopefully a better result for the team.
I know.
Hey, Randy, Randy, you blew the strategy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I was really banking on us having another yellow. I thought it would happen.
I didn't even think they were going to be able to save it, to be fair. I was like, that's 25 laps. I didn't even think.
I figured when I saw that we only needed a couple gallons, like, yeah, it's possible, but I don't want to drive around here half throttle. I want to hit, race. So I guess me and Bowers was the only one on that plan up front. So we had a good little race up front, and was able to come in top off and still get top 10. So it worked out all right.
Yeah, I'd say race winning speed at times for sure tonight. You were up front, just didn't have the strategy go your way right at the end.
Yeah, we weren't too bad. Just track position early on was just really tough with the way that the cars were driving. It was really hard to pass. So just couldn't really get up front. But then once I did, I felt like we had good speed. So yeah, just it was a fun race. A track that I've come to actually like a lot and somehow run good at. So I was glad just to actually bring it home in one piece and not wreck on my own.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, always a pleasure, fellas. You did the best you could with the circumstances, and we'll see you. We'll see you next week in Texas.
Oh yeah,
yep.
Good fellas.
Here with the rest of the TGR crew: Joshua Parent, Devin Galvin, and Sam Hines making your next gen debut. Probably didn't go the way that you would have wanted. It was a short debut. It is just the facts. I mean, right?
Fair.
It's just facts.
It's fair. It's completely fair.
You were involved in one of the, I guess, the Elliott Sadler-esque incident. Tried to send Tenold to, lost archive footage there with the wreck.
Yeah, Sam had a bit of a Danica Patrick moment here. We're
That
not
was
gonna lie.
our audition for Elon Musk's rocket ship.
Yeah. But
no, that was our audition. That was our audition. That was our audition for this week's Air Taco Award.
Yeah, I think I won it this week.
Oh yeah, there's no other competition. You won it unanimously. But Parent, you had. I don't even. Where did you officially end up at?
19th.
19th. Yeah, I mean, you easily could have been looking at like 26 at one point.
Yeah, I feel like I could have been looking at easily inside the top 5. So, Kale wrecked me to start the race, and then I don't know.
There was some.
I get the worst end of it. I feel like out of every scenario.
Yeah, there was 4 wide on the front stretch, and you were on the, I guess, the business end of that, unfortunately. But
I got ran over on the exit of the corner by someone who was just impatient.
Yeah, but I thought you were done for. Toe link instantly broke, and I saw the steering go about 50 degrees to the right. So.
Oh yeah. I still had like 2 minutes left optional in that race.
Right, but able to get something from this race as opposed to what it could have been.
Yeah,
so
it's all points. So.
And then Devin Galvin, solid 13th place finish. What was the field strategy like for you there at the end?
It just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I was about a lap short at the end, so I had to pit her with 2 to go. And what could have been a top 10 just missed out on it. It was a really good race. This is my former home track. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I love this area. I've been here this track in real life for a few times. It's just I love this place, and could have gone better than it did, but I'm still glad to get a pretty solid finish out of this. I just wish that I could have done a better job saving fuel at the end. I just think I didn't do what I needed to do there.
All right. Well, always a pleasure, fellas, and we'll see you next week at Texas.
Yep. Yeah.
Definitely.
But certainly not least, Alex Chira, the driver of the number 9 machine, had some, raced really hard in the early going, and then really just never got quite back on sequence. What was the fuel strategy like for you there at the end of the race tonight?
First off, I just want to apologize and say if my mic sounds any bad right now, I think I've been having some mic issues recently. But just unlucky for me at the end. Tried my best to save. I was trying to see what Dylan and Kyle were doing because I thought I maybe would have had something going. Just I had a whole lap I had to make up. I started saving way too late. Just not a good ending for me. I felt actually really quick in the beginning of the race. I thought I had something cooking for me. I think if I would have topped off there at the last caution, I think I'd have been golden. But just sucks the way the race played out at the end there. Obviously, I ended up speeding on pit road because I forgot where the cone was. So it's just another punch in the gut right there. So yeah, just not a good ending. Especially I was actually pretty excited for this race because Pocono is actually probably one of my best oval tracks, and didn't get the result we wanted, but that's racing sometimes.
Well, there's always next week, and you'll head into to Texas and hope to rebound.
Yeah, track I haven't driven before, but we'll see what happens. I'm not really looking forward to it, but at least we got Dega the week after, and obviously what happened last time at Dega.
I
So
do. How could I forget? But
yeah,
always a pleasure, and we'll see you next week at Texas.
Yeah, thank you, Max.
All right, Art, your final thoughts on tonight's race? Do I have a copy? He gone. Tragic. All right, so I'll just give I'll give the race recap, I suppose.
I was muted. I forgot. I said I just wanted to survive the night, but I did in fact because I love any fuel mileage race. They will always be my favorite. But like we'll have close finishes and they'll be up there. But any race that is a fuel mileage race is just the best.
Yeah, it absolutely was because we literally had no idea going into the last lap if who was going to run out, who had enough fuel. But it was Perrin Huggins picking up his third win in 6 races by 1.8 seconds over Failvich, and Kyle Ritchie rounding out the podium spots. Second top 5 for Failvich, third top 10 on the season for Ritchie. Sean Anderson picks up his first top 5 of the season. Big result tonight for Thomas Green. I know his schedule has changed, so we're glad that he got a Season 2 championship while he could. He'll probably be running more on Wednesday nights now. Lucas Reed, good result. And then heading back through this field, got shaken up by the fuel strategy. Michael McElroy, first car 1 lap down. Brandon French ends up the last car on the lead lap. And then you heard, we had pretty well documented what happened tonight with 10-old Sam Hines, Casey Brown, and then the various incidents with the rest of the field. But that was the 30-car field. And we'll head into Texas next Monday night, 8:30 Eastern. Y'all be sure to tune in. Have a great week, great Easter, and we'll see you next Monday. Y'all take care.